Hey everybody, welcome back to Dinky Loves Bath and Body channel. If you're just tuning in, this channel is to promote my business and to review bath and body recipes that I purchase or out of books that I read. Just so you will, it's like a help channel along with promoting my business, and I will sometimes upload products that I'm selling and things like that. But today I'm reviewing the buttercream body wash from the DIY Bath and Body Shop on Etsy. I have all my ingredients of the first phase in this bowl. According to the directions, I'm to pour the pre-measured boiling water onto this. Now I'm going to weigh this bowl and tear it out so I know I got exactly the right amount of water. Some water is lost during evaporation, so here's my boiling distilled water, and we're going to pour this on top of everything in this pot. Then I'm going to weigh this again and add back anything that evaporated. And there's quite a bit that evaporated. I lost about 30 grams of water during the evaporation. Okay, now we're going to stir, and I have this over another pot with water in it. This is like a double boiler, a homemade one. And so we're going to stir everything up very good. Now in this pot, before I put the boiling distilled water in here, I had all my, we'll call them the phase 1 ingredients, and I am making the thinner version. And what I did was I still added the aloe vera 200 times in the phase 1. That is usually, I guess I shouldn't say usually, that is recommended for the thicker version, but it, according to the post on Etsy, it makes a higher end product to add aloe vera 200 times. And that's what you need to look for. I believe I found mine, I want to say on makeyourown.buzz, but it may have been on eBay. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up for y'all, and I will put it in the description. It was very expensive. It cost me $20 for the 20 grams that I got. I think that's right. But it was not cheap. I wish I had an induction heater, but I don't. So until I can afford one, we'll just keep doing the double boiler method. And we're going to cook this, so to speak, in this double boiler until there is no graininess and everything is melted and well incorporated. And we will test this and make sure that it's not, everything's melted good and it's not grainy before we finish the cook. Now when everything is finished, we'll add our fragrance and our preservative, which is Liquid Germal Plus. And this is mine. I don't know if y'all can see that. And this has to be added below 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't use Celsius. If you're from Canada, you probably do, or other places. I'm from the United States, so we mostly use Fahrenheit. The fragrance I'm using today is Love Spell. And I'm using it because it's pretty popular in my shop. It's my most requested fragrance still, and people just love it. So this is a review to tell you how this recipe performs and how user-friendly it is. So far, very simple. just make, now I don't think it's in the recipe to weigh your bowl after you pour your boiling distilled water in there. But I'm in her group, and one of the members there who's already made this recommended to me that I make sure I weigh everything before I add that boiling water, so I can weigh it again and put back what was evaporated. So that's an important step, she said, and so I'm taking her advice to make sure I get my thin version. Now you can see right now it looks very thick, but nothing is melted. Okay, when everything melts, it's going to change the consistency of this batch. This is the bottle I'm going to use. I like the little turquoise pump. So I want to try the pump first. This is a 6-ounce bottle, and I'm going to try this one first before I try the toggle bottle, the upside down squeezy bottle. I want to try the pump because I would rather sell it in the pump. And that's just my preference. You can do whatever you want, of course. That's just what I want to do. And while we're waiting, I want to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel. I've recently hit a milestone. We have over 100 subscribers. And I know compared to some channels that's nothing, but I'm tickled pink with it, and I'm just excited that I'm gaining some ground. I can't wait to reach the 1,000 mark so that I can have a clickable link in my description. It used to not be that way, but YouTube has changed that, and now you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers to have a clickable link. So I'm going to heat this slowly. It says to heat gently. So I'm going to heat it slowly. And this can take up to 30 minutes. So this is not a recipe to be in a hurry with. You're not going to whip this up in a few moments. We're going to heat this to a certain degree. Just, well, I guess not really a certain degree, but we're going to heat it till the granules are gone, and this has got a smooth as silk consistency. That's what I'm looking for. Whoops, bumped the camera, sorry about that. I'll try to edit that out. So still a nice and slow cook. Now we will be stick blending at the end to make sure everything's emulsified. And we're going to keep our stick blender at the bottom of the pot to try to minimize bubbles. But I am very, very, very excited about this recipe, and I'm looking forward to using it. My husband and children prefer body wash most of the time, and I would like to have it to offer to my customers. Not to replace soap, but just in case somebody prefers it, I would have an option. So as you can see, it's still really thick. And this is the thinner version. And hopefully I've done nothing wrong. I haven't added anything extra. Y'all know sometimes I do that, but I haven't done that. This is just the recipe. Well, I guess I did add the aloe vera powder, and it didn't say I couldn't, but it did say it was for the thicker version, but I don't think it's going to change the consistency of it. I wouldn't think. We may have to do a recipe or a video without any additives and see what we get. You just want to gently stir this so that it heats evenly. And I'm going to, let's see how my water's doing down there. You would want it to heat evenly and not just get hot in one spot. Okay. Now I'm going to stir this around and let y'all see. See, it's thinner than it was. Everything's melting really well. Now, my SCI powder, I didn't have enough of that. I only had 61 grams of that. So I had to mix it with some granules. So it might take a little longer for mine to melt. It just depends on the size of your SCI when you're stirring this around and melting it. Now this is looking pretty good. But if you can see here, there's still I see just a few little granules. I don't know if y'all can see that in the camera, besides the bubbles. Now just feeling between my fingertips, I don't feel anything. But I'm going to drop some on my finger and let it cool. This is kind of hot, so we'll let this cool and then I'll rub it between my fingers and test it out. Now I always wear gloves and to make things, just because I think that even if you wash your hands, still if you touch things, it can transfer bacteria and germs. And you want the cleanest station that you can possibly have when you are making Bath and Body products. Okay, I think we got rid of all of our granules. I do not feel any. So I'm going to take this off the cook, and we're going to let it cool down so I can add my preservative. Okay, I've added my fragrance oil, and now we're going to stick blend real quick. And I'm pushing it all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to set a timer. We're going to do this for 1 minute. We're just going to do it in little bursts. This will help make sure everything's emulsified. And I'm holding it down at the very bottom to minimize bubbles. Now we're still getting some. But it's not too bad, as you can see. And it's really changing the consistency of my mixture when I do this. Okay, there's our minute. Scrape everything off. Set that to the side. Now I'm going to check my temperature again with my little heat gun. And it's still too warm. So we've got a little bit of time before we can add. It's got like, it's warmer in places than in other places. So we're going to wait a little while. I thought I turned that off. We'll wait just a little bit. We got to hit that 120 degree mark or below. Okay, we're finally cooled down enough to add our preservative. And I usually add it below at 120. But according to something else I read, I can add it below 122, but I don't know. I'm below 120, so we're going to go ahead and add it. Now, I'm just putting this back on the scale. I'll let y'all watch me do it. And I'm going to add my preservative. Be careful not to go over with your preservative because it can irritate the skin. It's so hard sometimes, it's thick. Okay, so now I've got my preservative in there. And I'm going to stir this just a little more. And I'm going to give it a little blast with the stick blender. Make sure it's at the bottom. Okay, that should do it. You want that preservative incorporated in there really well, really good. I cannot wait to use this. Now I do not think it has a cure time, so just a cooling time. Just a cooling time, not a cure time. And what I did is I sprayed alcohol in my bottles and let it evaporate to make sure that they were good and clean. And I'm going to spray alcohol and wipe it down in my little bottle here. Now you can put some rubbing alcohol on the top and it will get rid of your bubbles. You see that? I'm still stirring. I always fret. Okay, we'll do a little more. Okay, get rid of our bubbles. Now I'm going to pour this into my little container. Okay. And we're going to fill our bottles. Now I'm going to tear out the size of my bottle so I can make sure the weight exactly. So here are my bottles. And I'm using a KD 8000. My only problem with this scale is that it does not have, like, I can't do 1 gram on it or 2.1 grams. I can't do things like that on it. And I've ran into recipes where I needed to do that. I should have used a funnel. But I'm going to leave the tops off of these until they're cool so I won't get any condensation. And this is my soap studio, so nobody comes in here. Everything is left alone in here. I don't have to worry about children playing in here. Let's see what we got. This is 7.30 ounces. I thought these were 6 ounce. I guess they're not. I guess they're 8 ounce. I'm not filling it to the top because I want room for my pump. Bit too much in this one. There, that's perfect. And of course you'll have to wipe them up a little bit. This will thicken as it cools, but this is the thinner version, so it still should pump easily And I will make sure to include a test of me pumping these and washing my hands so you can see how well it works. Okay. And I'm messy with drips. Hang on here, real messy. I had to step to this side and wipe that off. Here, we'll do it this way. I think I was a little close. Man, this looks so good. I can't wait to use it. Okay. I try to get mine exactly the same. I want all my bottles filled exactly the same. And I think I'm going to get 4 out of this. Too much in that one. I know some of the other people on groups in the group said that they had a problem with it separating, so we'll be watching for that. And hopefully we'll not see any of that. The stick blending is very important because it keeps your product emulsified. It helps to emulsify all the ingredients in there. So don't skip that. Make sure that you stick blend. Now I'm going to turn this around so I can scrape. Right-handed. I can't do it with the left hand. I can do some things left-handed, but holding and scraping is not one of them. I can write legibly, both hands. I'm making a mess, but I'll clean it up. Some people are so neat. I'm not one of them. I have to work at my neatness. Okay, so we've got 4 1/2. Let's get all of our little spills up. And we'll let these cool. And then I will show you the finished product labeled and ready to go. And we'll do a little demonstration of how well it works. See y'all in a bit. Welcome back to Dinky Loves Bath and Body. I wanted to show y'all, this is my finished product, the thinner version of the Buttercream Body Wash from DIY Bath and Body Shop. So we're gonna squeeze a little bit in my hand, and I'm gonna show y'all how it lathers. Get my hands a little wet. Now it feels really creamy and smooth. Look at those bubbles. I'm very happy with the suds. I can imagine if you put this on a bath hoop or a washcloth, it would probably be even more sudsy. Rinse it clean. Okay, it's all rinsed off. And when I dry my hands, let's see here. They don't feel dry and cracky and stripped at all. Feels really good, actually. Sometimes after you use certain soaps, not handmade soaps, your skin feels really stripped, but mine doesn't. So I'm really happy with this recipe. Okay, there's the finished product, labeled. And I'll show you all the back of it. Got my ingredients, how to use it, my disclaimer. In the front, I've got my logo, what it is, how much it weighs, where to contact me, and where I'm from. So thank y'all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope it helps you get an idea of how to make this buttercream body wash. Last thoughts, I found it very easy to make. Hopefully I'll not see any separation in my finished product. I know on the group page some of the other DIYers had some separation, and Sandra will tell you how to fix it. I do not remember what they said, but hopefully mine will not separate. Stick blending, I think, is very important. It really changed the finished texture of my buttercream body wash. It made it silkier, and I think it helps in emulsifying all those ingredients together. You can see what you think. I chose just to add the titanium dioxide and not mica. I may shoot for some natural colorants later, but I like the look of just the white. And I know you can't tell maybe on this video, but my pumps are teal, turquoise, not really blue. It looks blue on the camera. I'm not sure if it does to y'all. I really like that look. That color looks good with the black ink. You can let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so I can have a clickable link in my description. And thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Y'all have a great night.